All right, welcome to the November 20th AnonCreds Working Group meeting. Few topics to talk over: PRs, some CL signature PRs, update on the AnonCreds in W3C format. So we'll talk about those. Reminder: this is a Linux Foundation Hyperledger Foundation meeting, so the Linux Foundation antitrust policy is in effect, as is the Hyperledger Code of Conduct. Welcome to all. I don't know if anyone wants to introduce themselves. They're free. Welcome to step up to the microphone and say who you are and your interest in being here, if you're so inclined.
I would like to do. I've been at this meeting before, Timo from Animo, but haven't been here for a while. But we are one of the awardees of the new Code with Us opportunities, the one for integrating AnonCreds in W3C format into Airframe with JavaScript. And that's also why I'm joining here today.
Awesome. Thanks, Timo. All right. We'll start with the AnonCreds spec PRs. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Let me stay where I was and I'll just put that into a new window. Okay, the big one, we'll talk about this one in a bit, which is the W3C format. Added names. Aritra is here, has been working on the spec, so I'm pretty sure this one's going to be a safe one enough to do. That's what I thought it would be. That works for me. Aritra has done, for those not aware, has been working on getting all of the cryptography primitives, algorithms into the spec. So those are all there. And huge contribution there as part of the Hyperledger Mentor program. And so much appreciation goes to Aritra on the work he's done. I have not had a chance to look at the work Will's done, so I'm going to pass through that. Mike, I wonder if you'd looked through the validity proofs on the equal, not equal, and aggregate proofs. Have you had a chance to look at these? Mike? We lost him.
He responded in chat, yes.
Are we able to merge this one in particular? This would be the last of the major rewrites. Let me, if you could, before the turkey hits, do an approve or, all right, sounds good. Mike can't, Mike's had to wander off. Okay. And then I've got a couple of minor ones in here that just need to be taken a look at. I'm now into the phase, other than Will's note of just finalizing and cleaning up the spec so that we have a end-to-end spec available. So hope to have that done shortly. I'm actually hoping to spend today on it. I wanted Mike for this next section, so I'm going to wait till Mike comes back on that one. Artem, do you want to go forward with how the progress you've made on the AnonCreds specification this week? Do you want to take over the screen?
Okay, yeah, actually I do not have nothing to share.
Okay.
But general status, last week I updated design document to reflect changes we discussed during the last AnonCreds working group call. Right now, I also created a merge request in the spec itself, embedded this section, as we already seen. In AnonCreds RS repository, I left the design PR, but now it contains only library connected document with API methods and some samples. I don't know whether we should close it or merge in future, because right now there is no any design documents in AnonCreds RS. Regarding the implementation, last week we finished implementation of the flow issuance and presentation, and now it's ready for use. Also, we added a set of helper methods to work with non-AnonCreds ID integrity proofs signatures. We opened another merge request containing updates for wrappers, Python and JavaScript to expose new methods. And the first merge request contains changes for dropping mapping idea. This implementation, how we can exclude explicit mapping of reference in the verifiable presentation. It provides implementation for logic, verifier side validation, how presentation can be checked. For the current work, right now we are working on encoding. As we discussed, straightforward JSON serialization is not efficient, and instead we can choose another algorithm, as Andrew in the Python POC. Andrew implemented custom version, but in fact it really close to message pack, and right now I'm trying to apply message pack, but it will require changes in CL signatures repository itself, because right now there are all objects, big numbers and points serialized as string, and in order to achieve some more compact values using message pack, we need to keep using bytes instead of string. Yeah. And I'm doing such changes. I think this week we get some result. As I showed, as I reflected in comments, in Andrew's version of it was about 3 times smaller than just basic JSON string serialization. I expect to get similar numbers using message pack as well. And also I'm going to try CBOR. Regarding other work this week, we plan to work on demo as one of acceptance criteria. We are going to just straight integrate new methods into Aries framework JavaScript, like break everything current. This is not for contribution, just for demo purpose. Yeah, and I'm really eager to see any feedback on merge requests. All of them. Any comments, please feel free.
Okay. Awesome, thank you. So the big feedback from particularly from the folks that are going to be using this downstream is to look at the API that gets exposed. So I believe that is mostly at the end of this this part of it. Here's where the API is documented. Now it can be seen in the form of the wrappers as well. So that's where we really would like the feedback from the various parties that are going to be building the downstream components. So we need that looked at, and then the most interesting thing was this idea that we could drop the mapping from the presentation, and that's been done with a demonstration that here's why it can be done, and that all of the information that's in the mapping is actually derivable from the information available. Again, that's really at the code level, and so others smarter than me should really weigh in on that, because it's going to impact your implementation. So those are the two that I'm two things that I encourage the folks doing the downstream or anyone else consuming the AnonCreds library to take a look at those. So hopefully that's happening, and definitely welcome that review.
It may be a little bit difficult to review mapping merge request because it's based on the general implementation and there are a lot of changes. So firstly, we need to merge implementation itself, and after that, it will be easier to review mapping, dropping, and wrappers merge requests.
Okay.
And I just noticed that in AnonCreds RS library, there were dropped a lot of tests which were previously implemented in libindie. This test was devoted to different restrictions, checking that case insensitive cases, exact value validation, and now there is a big lack of integration tests, because even for revocation we have only single end-to-end flow test, and also there are a lot of tests are commented in AnonCreds demos file as well.
Okay. I was not aware of that. Okay. Any feedback from anyone? Anyone want to comment at this time?
I just left some comments on the PR from the spec. I made a start of it, but just submitted something. I think that mostly looks good from my side. I'll take a look at the AnonCreds RS PRs, and I'll start with just the Rust ones. Maybe we can get those merged. I'll also ask Birent to take a look at them and give a review, and then I'll start looking at the wrapper implementations.
Excellent. Thanks, Timo. Okay. Nothing else from others. I have not had a chance to look at this one either, and so will. This is okay. I see. Good. Okay. So this is the spec change. So if we go in here, that's good. Oh, we'll break this one with the last change we just did. So you'll probably have to fix that up, but it's the W3C presentation one that we're really going to have to .md that is going to have the meat of the topic. This one, okay, yeah, all new. So I'll be going through this today and see, and I see Timo's adding some comments as well, so that's good. All right, Mike, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, I had to step away for a quick phone call. So
okay, no worries. So as you heard from the pull requests in the oops, that's not it. In the spec, I definitely was hoping you could take a look at Ritra's last one, most recent one at least, which is the verification proofs or verifications, I mean. Equal, not equal, and aggregate, and how those get talked about. So if you could take a look at those.
yeah, I did do a quick breeze through. Has anything changed significantly, or is it?
Okay, no. So if you're ready to approve, please do.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about these ones. These are the new PRs that came through from Tim Wood.
Yeah, I left a comment. I mean, it looks fine.
What's the purpose of these? If you could just give me a bit of background in what these do.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. This is the semi-group subgroup. Oh, it's making sure that let's see if I remember right. It's making sure that G is a valid generator, or not G, S.
So
Of the,
is
in the
this
key.
checking on the behavior of the issuer as the issuer is?
Yep.
But
Yeah, it's during the issuer's key gen that it's basically double checking that the S value, the capital S value, is valid for this specific key.
Okay.
It's
And
not
what
submitting any zero knowledge proofs. It's not doing anything else. So it's just mostly for the issuer only.
Yeah. Does it what I'm thinking about the the vulnerability that's in AnonCreds, which is that the issuer doesn't issue a proof of this. A malicious issuer would just remove this code, correct?
No, this doesn't affect that at all. This is just like if the issuer doesn't have a strong S,
yeah,
then like the key is just sucky in the first place. It's just a bad key, like no signature will validate or anything like that.
Oh, I see. And so this is making sure that this is sufficient.
Yeah. This doesn't prevent any of those other attacks. This is just mostly so the issuer, you know, an honest issuer has an assurance that the key was generated in a good form. That's all.
And is the idea that if it doesn't work, they just generate again?
Yep.
That's what this is. That's just that loop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the odds of that happening are slim to none.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. If we've gone this long without this, I'm assuming that this is pretty rarely ever.
It's slim to none, but that while loop, I would say, you know, 1 over the atoms in the universe will have to loop twice. The rest of the time, they'll just do it once. So but my comment was it was just incomplete because he only did it for the OpenSSL. He didn't do it for the Rust version.
Yeah.
So.
And this one, similar or was?
Yeah, it's similar.
So it's just
making sure that it's a quadratic residue.
Yeah. Okay.
Which to me, I was like, I don't see why we need this. This is basically the same thing that we had before. Like if you look at it, it says pick a random number, square it, mod n. That should give you a random quadratic residue. And he's just saying, well, make sure it actually isn't 1 or something like that.
Okay. So not that helpful, but not
bad, but not it's not that helpful, but not bad either.
Okay.
So to me, it doesn't hurt or really help, but fine. Okay. If it helps add reassurance for folks, fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't slow it down.
Okay.
Any noticeably.
And do you know who this contributor is, Tim Wood?
No.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Nor do I. But at least it doesn't look harmful, so that's good. Okay.
Nope.
So we'll see when he comes back on the other one. We've got this one that looks like approved, so we'll see how we do with the passing. I was going to note, and is Timo still available with us? You are. In the AnonCreds one, do you know about these non-dependabot ones coming up from SNCC? Are we able to, do you know who would merge these? Who's going to look at them, you or Andrew or Berend or somebody?
Yeah, we can look at it all. It's, I think the CI is failing, and it's nice that like SNCC is doing like security upgrades, but it's all for like example and demo and dev dependencies, so it's like not really important.
Okay.
I don't know also why these are enabled. So yeah, I'll ask Biren to take a look at it.
If he could just or come up with something, I'll talk to Andrew about it as well. This one, wrappers JavaScript, this would, we'd want to look there, but these, oh, this is going to be React Native. So yeah, oh, Expo. All right. So these are all related to the React Native stuff going on, right?
Yeah, it's for the example app, I think.
Okay, got it. All right, I'd forgotten about the example app. Okay, thank you. Good. Okay. Let's see. Where have I gone? Sorry about this. Lost. Okay, for those, so it looks like we're set to go. On the AnonCreds in W3C, is there any comments from those building the downstream at this point? What further things they need, feedback they want to provide? If not, please do take a look at the code that's been implemented so that you can plan out what the downstream implementation is going to look like. Now is the time for sure to get to get the feedback in so that we can impact what's going on with that work.
I think yeah, from our side, it like the implementation looks quite good, and I think most of our questions are more on the agent layer and like how are we gonna exchange them, and which protocols do we need the new RFC for that, or like these kind of things. But I think the work DSR is doing looks good to us.
Excellent, good. All right. As I say, then I guess we keep going. I'm looking forward to having some discussions with the different groups. Make sure we're in sync on what we're working on. And we'll move forward on looks like we can get started likely sooner than later. Artem, I'll push to see in the specs, or sorry, in the, let me look one more time to see the status. You've got them. So you've got them all in review required. So from your perspective, they are ready for merging. Is that accurate? That all of the PRs are ready for merging?
I think yes.
Okay. Excellent. All right, then with that, I'll be pushing on folks in the AnonCreds community, you know, that have worked on AnonCreds RS, the maintainers, to give a good review and be ready to merge. That's awesome. All right, any other topics for this meeting? Get it done in half the time so Mike can get started on his Thanksgiving.
No, I still got to work the rest of the day, but
Ah,
I did donate 2 more crates to Agora, so they're there.
oh, good.
A known order is there now.
Okay. For those not aware, whoops, that's. So we now have some Agora. All right. So we've got two libraries available, 2 crates available in Hyperledger Labs Agora. These are
Try and get 2 more done today.
excellent.
So
were some of these subject to review? Or are
no,
these
those
the-
aren't. Nope,
aren't.
those 2 not.
Okay. As I recall, Glass Pumpkin's been around for a while. I've heard that name a lot.
Yes, yes, it has been.
Excellent. Okay. Any final words from anyone?
Go eat turkey.
All right. Take care, all. Have a great day. Or
you.
remainder of your day. See ya.
Yeah.